All right, this is the Geometry Unit 9, Lesson 8 video over non-congruent transformations. Non-congruent transformations here is going to be mainly focused on dilations. So just to kind of give a brief overview of what a dilation is. So a dilation is going to give us a point, and it's going to give us some figure. And then we're imagining that we're enlarging that figure by some amount. And so typically this is the way you'll see it drawn. It's like, okay, what if I took these points and I enlarged it, and I enlarged it by 2? Well, this would go to here, this would go to here, and this would go to like here. And so this would be an enlarged version of the purple figure. So remember, we call this figure here the pre-image. And we call this out here the image. And so the main kind of thing that you need to understand about these is basically how the dimensions or the measurements of these two are related. And so we're going to get this concept called a scale factor. And the scale factor is basically, the scale factor is basically the relationship between the image, the measurement of the image, divided by the measurements of the pre-image. So let's say, for instance, that this figure here has a length of 5, and this is a length of 10. Well, if I look at my scale factor for these figures, my image has a measurement of 10, my pre-image has a measurement of 5. When I divide that, I get 2, and so 2 would be the scale factor of this relationship to get from the pre-image to the image. That's really this like little formula here is kind of the key idea here. So let's jump over here and talk through some of the questions in the lesson. First things first, you've got a bunch of vocabulary and theorems that you need to use to fill in. So you're going to have to read the section. You want to look at these different theorems to answer these questions. That's going to be numbers 1 through 11. So that's just vocab. Make sure you take care of that. Then we get to these scale factor questions. So you're going to be doing one of two things. You're going to be either taking the scale factor and multiplying it times the pre-image to get the image. So like in this problem, we are given the scale factor. This is the scale factor here. This is over here is the pre-image. And then we're given a part of the length of that, which here is going to be 12. So they want to know how much is the other side. So to go from the pre-image to the image, you need to multiply the measurement of the pre-image times the scale factor. So I'll let you do that one from there. Same thing in number 13. You're given the pre-image. You're given the scale factor of 4. It's right here. And then you need to multiply to find what the measure of the image would be. So multiply it pre-image times scale factor to find the measurement. Now, what about finding the scale factor? Well, I went over that over here. To find the scale factor, you divide the length of the image and the pre-image. So image divided by pre-image. So right here you have image. Oops, sorry about that. I did that backwards. Here you have pre-image, and here you have image. So that's your image, that's your pre-image, and then you divide those according to the notes to find the measurement of the scale factor. Number 15, we have scale factor is 2, find BC. Okay, so you need to find how long is BC now. You can just count the points. You find that length, and again, multiply the scale factor times the pre-image to find the length of the image. So once you find that pink length, multiply it times the scale factor. 16, determine if the composition of transformations is equivalent to a translation or a rotation. You easily can find this. You tell me, has this simply been moved? Or has it been rotated? You should be able to tell just by looking at it what's happening. A rotation would mean that there's some kind of central point that you can see, but I can see here that this is clearly going to be a translation. And then here you should be able to determine whether that's a translation or rotation, just using what the drawing shows. Lastly, number 18, what's the scale factor? Pick any lengths that you want. I would suggest just using BC maybe. How long is that length? And then how long is this length? And then do the pre-image divided by, or sorry, the image divided by the pre-image. So again, image, pre-image is in blue, and then the image is in pink or purple, whatever that is. So image divided by pre-image. That's pretty much it. All right, let's go up here. So that's your information that you're going to be most reliant on. And that is it for lesson 8.